Nada.
Hello.
Naamen. Nada. Shufi.
Shufi.
How long you been married for? How long you been a Shufi for? Shufi.
Officially, we're about 8 years now.
Wow. And you have 3 boys?
8 years, 3 boys.
Oh.
I know.
And you're living in Calgary?
Calgary.
MotherMayiBake. That's a cool name for a business. That's in Calgary, you said?
MotherMayiBake. I'm in Calgary, but it's everywhere. It's online. It's where you eat, wherever you see it.
Is a lot of it online?
A lot of it. I do a lot of online blogging, food blogging, sharing recipes.
Okay.
I can do that anywhere, not just Calgary. It's the people that come together and do it together. So online, it's everywhere. But I'm in Calgary.
So you share your recipes?
I share my recipes.
It's not something you hold as a secret, like the soup Nazi.
No. I should, maybe.
Right?
A little bit sacred. Some of them are, but I like to share them.
And how long have you had MotherMayiBake?
It's been, since my first. It's been almost 7 years. So
Wow,
been married almost 8 years. MotherMayiBake for 7 years.
Good for you.
Thank you.
Those are a bunch of ventures to take on in those 2 years.
It's fun.
Right?
It's a lot, but I think it's going good.
And hubby's always been supportive?
Very.
Of course.
Very, very supportive. Couldn't do it without him.
What's he doing in Calgary?
He's doing engineering for kids. So he's in
I heard
kids
about
company.
that like years ago, but I didn't know what kind of engineering.
It's kids engineering, we'll say.
Yeah?
He's an engineer, but
Okay.
now we're doing it for kids. Classes,
Cool.
camps, birthdays, just science at
And
a
you
kid
have
level.
kids. It's a perfect
I have
fit.
kids, so it's a perfect fit.
That's cool. Thank you for
fit.
coming.
Thank you so much for
Small
having me.
drive that
I'm
was in
very
this weather.
excited.
Thank you. I
Highway
appreciate
2,
it.
yes, was a bit scary, but we made it through. Happy we did.
Yeah. And you brought some goodies with you. We'll talk
I
about
brought you
those
some
later if you
goodies.
want, but it's kind of tempting to just put it in front of me like that and just say, we'll give it a shot later on.
We'll take a break. And take a
Hummus.
snack.
So MotherMayiBake is about what? Like, is it just baked goods? Is it hummus? Do you have just a couple of products that you focus on?
MotherMayiBake. So I came up with it, more so the name, after kids. All right, where do I start with that?
Where did you get the name from?
Where did I get the name? I was having some wine and some hummus at night.
Yeah, the
And
perfect combination.
perfect combo. And I came up with mother. I'm a big, my kids are everything.
Yeah.
They come first with everything. So
Yeah.
mother may I. Mother may I bake. Mother may I cook. Mother may I don't know. So we put mother may I bake. And that's
Mother
where
May
it
I
came from.
podcast.
Mother
Mother May I
please
hummus.
May I hummus. May I tea and hummus.
Yeah, I'm
and-
saving that for Mike. Yeah.
Okay, we'll
That'll
keep
be
that
mine.
for you. You can patent it. So I came up with that. More so recipes, healthy eating and whatnot. I started with that. I started making food. I wasn't the best cook when I first got
Did you
married.
go to school for it?
No, I didn't. Everything
Okay.
I've learned is experience. Just experience. Trial and error is where, I got everything that I got.
Isn't that the best, learning something through trial and error?
It's the best.
What else is the best
the
teacher?
biggest fails, but
Right?
the best, accomplishments come from that too.
Exactly,
So it's nice. It's
exactly.
good.
I was going to say, you need to mess up.
You
You need to burn the kitchen
All
down to
those
learn how to
kitchen
cook.
fails are brutal, but
Yeah.
I've been through them.
Yeah, the kids are
Everybody
still
has.
alive. Alhamdulillah.
Kids are alive, I think. We'll keep it like that. So it's good. The kids are biggest critics too, though.
Yeah, of course.
Like nothing like working in the kitchen, for three hours, getting the dish ready. Mom, this is gross. There's your kitchen fail. What do you do?
Yeah.
So you take it, you play with it. I shouldn't have said this is gross. I mean, they do like majority of it,
That's
but
bad advertising.
I
Mother May I
can't
Bake.
go
It's
back on
gross.
that, can I?
It's really gross. Well, no, we're about to find out.
Well,
You're going to hear the
okay.
truth from me like you would with
we'll
the kids.
see. We'll try it
I'm a
out,
kid
but-
like that when it comes to food. So
Okay, perfect.
You'll
Can't
get my
use the
honest-
word gross.
yeah, you'll get my honest opinion.
Yeah, so it's good. We play with it. They play with different recipes with me, different things that are a hit. If the kids like it, we share with their friends, the neighbors, and if it's a hit, it's a hit. It goes on the blog. Once it goes on the blog, other people look at it, they see it, and they're all tested and tried. So I put it out there. If people like it, they keep coming back for more, which is nice, and we play with it from there.
So how many products is it?
So what I do myself, my only actual product that you can purchase
Yeah.
is hummus. That
Okay.
was as of, we'll say 2018, just hummus. More so summer of 2018, different flavors of hummus.
Okay, so it's a single queue? Like
Yeah.
a single SKU, sorry? Is what I meant to say?
Yes, so I'm a single SKU product,
Yeah.
but online, also I'm a blogger. It's kind of two different worlds. My online world is sharing recipes, cooking, baking, all the good stuff's on there.
So how does that tie into your business? Is that a part of it? Is
So-
that something you just enjoy?
Tied in, it's definitely a huge hobby that blew up, which is amazing.
Okay.
But how does it tie into it? So just another recipe. I made hummus
Yeah.
and absolutely loved it. My kids loved it. It's just, I think I hit the perfect flavor on it.
Okay.
Then my friends wanted some. So I shared with my friends. And then my friends' friends
Word of
wanted
mouth.
some.
Yeah.
And everybody wanted hummus.
Yeah.
And I couldn't keep up. So I needed a means of
And
distribution.
you're Lebanese, so you just kind of walked right into that one.
Lebanese
They
background.
want
so
hummus?
It's perfect.
That's so weird.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, right?
So
My
that
mom
was
makes pretty good
perfect.
hummus, so this is going to be a good test.
This is going to be the test, I'll
Because
say
hummus
then.
is not, it's not easy. It's not easy
not
to
easy.
perfect.
There's a few ingredients, but it's not about the ingredients. It's about how you mix them, the
Yeah.
process of doing it, and
Yeah.
just to get the perfect flavor.
Kind of like the sweet sauce for doner.
Ki-
You ever try to make that? It's
Kinda
either
like
water,
that.
it's either like literally like this when you're about to pour it, or it's like that perfect mayo texture.
That's
And
right.
you have to like really hone in on it
Oh,
and
do you
get it
ever?
right.
And-
because I've done both. I've done it where it's, this was at the
There's your
restaurant,
kitchen
right?
fail.
Yeah, big time.
But once you get it right, it's perfect.
Yeah.
And after that, you can't have anything less. So
Yeah, yeah. And it's still hard to do it over and over again.
it is.
You know,
Did
I
you
was
bring-
literally taking my sweet sauce, saying, "Just dip the doner into it," because I can't get it to stay in your sandwich. Like it's water, you know.
Did you bring
So-
us some donair sauce? We're going to try some.
No. This was back in the day.
That's
but
okay.
it was a recipe that was shared by a friend of mine. It was like a family secret that they had. This was in Nova Scotia.
Oh,
And that's
wow.
where they made it. So he shared it with me. You know how it is. It's evaporated milk, sugar, and vinegar.
Write
But
this
the
down.
way you mix it, the timing, how long you wait, that he did it in front of me like perfect 3 times.
Exactly.
Took me a while, but hummus is like that. It's people can just put the same ingredients together, but boy, you can tell who made it. You can tell where it comes from. You could tell a lot of things about it. It's not as simple as it seems.
Of course.
Yeah.
No, I could talk to you all day about hummus. There's so much culture in it. It's an old.
We don't have all
old
day. We have
ancient
about an
food.
hour.
Ooh, okay.
You can talk about
We'll,
hummus for an hour if you can fit it all in.
see what we could do.
Yeah.
It's an ancient dish. It's good. It's wholesome. It's healthy. But you're right. Just getting all the right ingredients
Mm-hmm.
together, the right temperatures, spices, and to perfect it. It's
And so how
delicious.
many different flavors do you have?
So I have a few now. So I've actually recently launched a few. I have the regular hummus, the spicy, sweet potato,
Yeah.
roasted beet, and this is my very unique original. I made a baked falafel hummus. I hate to say I don't have any for you today. but
Falafel
it's unreal.
hummus?
Falafel hummus.
Because for the first time in my life, it's funny you should say that. 2 weeks ago, I had my first falafel sandwich with hummus and hot sauce.
Okay, there
It's
you
a
go.
restaurant downtown that just had it on their menu, and I loved it. I never thought to combine
Oh, it's so good.
falafel and hummus. So the hummus is falafel flavored, or is it okay?
So if you go back to falafel, what's a falafel? It's a chickpea sandwich, right?
Yeah.
So it's chickpea and it's fried.
Yeah,
So I took the chickpeas, kind of did a healthier twist on it. I roasted them instead of fried them.
yeah.
I used all those delicious falafel spices, all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Put them into the hummus and kind of combined it all, and you have falafel hummus.
Yeah.
So you can eat it cold, you can eat it warm, but every bite tastes like a falafel. It's delicious. It's one of my favorites. I absolutely love it.
It sounds delicious.
I know.
And
I
you
keep
didn't
talking
bring
about
any?
it, and I don't have any here.
Forget
let's
this
talk
Tim
about
Horton
something
stuff
else.
you guys brought with you. Get that out of here.
All right,
I would have
let's-
had
let's
that
change the
any day of
subject
the
now.
week. Yes, please.
So-
Getting hungry. Okay, so there's how many altogether? How many flavors?
So
Like 7, 8?
well, okay, and I added labneh to the mix.
So a Leban hummus?
No, it's just labneh. So
Okay.
labneh. So I have a completely vegan line of hummus, delicious, healthy proteins, and I have the one labneh. The
Yeah.
labneh is the dairy-based. You know what labneh is, right?
Yeah, yeah.
That's so one labneh, just plain labneh, and that's it. So
Are you ever going to do jobin?
I don't know. We gotta see
Jobin
how
is
much
so
more.
good
I know.
too,
How about
right?
baba ganoush?
Yeah. Oh my God. That's what I'm talking about.
Food is.
The next podcast we do with you, we better have like 4 more products,
I
and
know.
they have to do with that. Baba ganoush and
It's so good,
and
too.
jobin and all that.
I know. Just thinking about it, I love it. That's
And
the
next time I'm in
thing.
Calgary, I'm raiding your store.
Yes, I'll be waiting for you. So
It's online.
we'll wait for you.
It's been hacked.
So, yeah, you have to. So in Calgary, it's nice. So in Calgary, you can actually pick up. I'm in 4 different physical locations in Calgary. And the rest is just really fun stuff online.
What are the locations?
Blush Lane Organic Market.
Okay.
So there's 3 locations of that. There's actually one in Edmonton. There's one on White Ave.
And you have it here?
Not yet, but hopefully soon.
Yeah.
I'm trying to play with that. It's so hard to be physically there and then online there. I'm trying to pick a happy medium with both.
What's
But-
what's better for you?
The online is fun.
Obviously online,
It's
yeah.
fun. I'm at home with the kids. It's, your real life cooking. The hummus, I absolutely love it. But you got to physically be there, take the time and make it and deliver it. It's so good. And I love sharing it with everybody. And that's
Yeah.
the best way for me to share it. So both are fun. Just looking for my happy medium, I think, between the two.
I ran into your sister at Cactus, and we were talking about this podcast and you coming on, and how proud she was of you. Wasn't expected. Like, it just kind of dropped in the conversation. She just has, and you know your sister's eyes, big beautiful eyes, and she's getting all sad and emotional, even just bringing you up and how far you are. And I just thought, wow, there is so, and I could see it in your eyes too now that you're
I love
far.
my
And
sisters.
yeah, your whole family's amazing. Like your mom, your dad, you guys are great. Do you have any brothers?
I do. I have an older brother as well.
Okay.
So they are my fan clubs. They're amazing in everything they do.
I was going to say, they must be super supportive.
They do, of course. I get home and just everything they do is obviously I couldn't come alone. I have my my entourage. So we do everything together.
She's my favorite, by the way.
They're amazing.
Well, now you are too, that you brought me hummus, but I'm saying it took hummus, like, straight up. Yeah.
It's okay. We can play some favorites.
Yeah.
They're awesome with it too. My brother, actually, him and his wife, because I have to sample different flavors. You need somebody, a good foodie that appreciates good food. So I love the filet fil hummus. Like, I absolutely love it.
Yeah.
But you don't know if everybody's gonna.
Yeah.
So I made a batch for my brother. I'm like, hey, you need to taste it and tell me if it's gonna hit stores. They taste it and they absolutely loved it. I gave them 3 different flavors to choose from, and they picked that one. So I went off his gut, and it is the best-selling hummus there is in Calgary. I cannot keep it on the shelves, and I got to say thanks to him, because they took it, they loved it, and they just helped me push it out. So
that's cool.
So yeah, my fan club, they're amazing.
I like it.
So they're all in Edmonton.
Yeah.
I'm the only one in Calgary.
Yeah.
But what my sister did, can I tell you this story?
Sure.
A couple of weeks ago.
Which sister?
This is Nadine.
Okay.
She's in the middle. A couple of weeks ago, she calls me. She's like, what are the different locations again? Let me touch base. A few days later, I get a phone call from one of the managers at the location. I just did fresh deliveries. Everybody's stocked up. She's completely sold out. I'm like, there's no way. Like, I really stocked you guys up. My sister sent one of her girlfriends to Calgary and bought out Blush Lane. She bought out every product that had my label on it.
Which is what?
Which is all this hummus
like
and
$1,000 worth.
Gosh knows, but she won't even let me reimburse her for anything. I'd like to.
Yeah.
And she took it to, she works at the hospital. And they give out cookies every year, for Christmas to the different units. So she delivered everybody these dips and pita chips, and said Merry Christmas.
White people love that stuff. Like, all my Caucasian friends, Italians, whoever it is, people from that aren't Lebanese and aren't from our community. Anytime you bring hummus and pita bread to a party, you're like a hit.
You're a huge hit,
right?
Because it was unreal.
It really works. My white friends love my hummus. It's great. And I can't wait for them to try that out. So take me through the process of ordering that, having it at the house, besides you personally delivering it. But how do I get it? Walk me through it.
If I don't drive through Highway 2 and the conditions and deliver it to you, you got to drive up to Calgary and pick it up at a store.
Okay, so what about the online thing?
So the online is just recipes. Online, I don't post my hummus recipe. That's golden to me.
Yeah.
But just different food recipes I put up there.
That's the Holy Grail.
The Holy Grail.
Yeah.
I can't give that one out. I do put different recipes for how to use the hummus. I do little cooking videos of how to use it.
Okay.
You can use it in dressings, sandwich toppers, different ways to eat it. My recipes are all mostly some baking ones, a lot of cooking ones, just different things we come up with in the kitchen. We post it. That one's all public. It's fun. It's more interactive, more so. The actual physical product, as of right now, but hopefully soon in the future, it'll be in more places. But right now, just Calgary.
Do you do the labeling for it?
We do.
We'll have it up on the screen so people see what.
Okay, so I do everything for it. What's really cool about my labels, if you look at each one, it's actually my product in the background. Yeah. So I took a picture of it. Yeah. And to put it on the label. So definitely unique. Gives you the homey feeling. Okay, so school me a little bit, because I love hummus, but I'm not like a hummus maker or anything. But it's got olive oil in it. So how long does it last? Like, if I went to Calgary and I picked up 10 of these. Okay. How long could they sit in the fridge for, and me going through them before it's like, brother, you shouldn't be eating that. Like, because it's got oil. It's got oil. So, and you'll notice too, it's got some lemon juice, olive oil. Those are natural preservatives. With that, on top of tight lid seal, you usually have about 25-day shelf life. Okay. It's never lasted anybody 25 days. I'm very happy to say.
Yeah, I
they
was
eat
gonna
it.
say, like, I grab these from like Superstore or Safeway, and then literally I tell myself, well, I'll have a little bit today, and by noon it's gone.
And it's all
Like, I'm
done.
just shaving the corners of it with bread. I want to try this because now you kept talking
All
about
right.
sampling and family.
So I'm going to give you
So that
both.
one's the spicy one.
This is spicy. I love this. I love the spicy kick on it.
Okay.
And I hope
You know, I'm not a spicy guy.
it's okay.
I mean, I've had spices, but it's not. I've tried. There's one that's got an onion flavor to it.
Yeah, the nice thing,
What's
there's
that
so
one?
many. There's a roasted onion and garlic.
Yeah, I think that's the one.
You could do anything. There's dessert hummus now. There's chocolate hummus. There's
Chocolate hummus?
Yeah,
Oh my god!
I think it's delicious. I love
Really?
it. After the gym.
Chocolate hummus is delicious.
Oh yeah, you get some apples, and it's your protein kick after the gym. Not only is it delicious, it's a lot better for you than some of the other things that people are trying to get their protein intake from.
Really?
That I will bring
You
for you.
learn something new every day. 'Cause I thought I was a hummus enthusiast. I have no idea what's out there.
There's a whole world.
Mom, you've ripped me off my whole life. I could have had so much more.
I'm gonna give
And
you.
you brought these with you,
Got you some pita chips,
All
hummus
right.
and pita, traditional favorite.
Chris. You want to try one?
Yeah.
You ever seen that podcast where all she does is eat food on the mic? I'm like, that's retarded, but
But let's do it.
there's my version of it.
Happy birthday, Chris.
Really good.
Oh, you're gonna have a
Wow.
timer on the podcast. See Omar's reaction. 5,
see.
4.
It's counting down.
That is good. That is good hummus. I'm gonna have one more,
Like
just in
it?
case. Like the first one was mixed with toothpaste. You know when you brush your teeth
It's
and
still
your
early, huh? You're not a spicy guy. I would have totally figured you're a spicy guy with your skulls over there, but let's try with the spicy.
Oh, that is good.
You like it?
Yeah,
That's all yours.
it's been Bee Hive approved. Chris, stop getting in the way of the shot, but you can take with your big ass.
It's good. So I'm happy you like it.
So this is the spicy one.
Oh, this is
Sorry,
the
I'm
spicy.
like taking time here to just eat, but
That's what you gotta do. That's what food's about. It's not gonna give you. I'm gonna stop talking until you taste it.
that tastes so different. But it's good. It's so good.
So it's not that intense spice kick.
It's not what you think it's gonna be.
It's good.
It's a very like back of the throat spice. How about
Wait-
the
wait
podcast
for
where
the
they eat hot
aftertaste.
wings? That's
That's
we
next.
should have like really really hot hummus and just take the podcast
We
in
should
that
do
direction.
that. We should do that. We can
Yeah.
spice it up pretty good.
Tell your life story. Oh my God, Chris, you're missing
What do you
out.
think? You're doing more on the spicy. So it's a good spicy.
I like the spicy.
So you're a spicy guy now.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Go
Mother,
ahead,
may
tell
I
us
bake?
more about
Mother, may I
Mother,
bake
may I
good food? Let's talk over your lunch break over here. So, so enjoy. That's it. So I
oh
just
my
came
God,
up
that
with
is actually
something.
really really good.
I'm really happy
Chris,
you
you're
like
not
it.
allowed to take it, but I'll let you have some.
It's his
Wow,
birthday. We could share a little bit.
that is good. You almost want it without that. Like you just want to taste straight up hummus,
You
which
can
I
eat
do.
it with a spoon. It's good.
Yeah,
I love it.
that is good.
I'm happy you like it. So
Yeah, thank you.
that's what I'm all about.
Smella, that is awesome. Good recipe.
Thank you. Thank you.
And here I thought it was just all show, no go.
No,
Oh, it's go.
there's
No, it's
a
good.
go.
I like it.
There we go. So there's the proof of it. I like that you tasted it. You tried it. The other
Mm-hmm. That's
flavors,
good.
it's all fun. And it's not just, I love food. Of course, you love food.
Mm-hmm.
It's what fuels you every day. It's what does everything. Each flavor is made for different people, too. The roasted beets one, I love it. It's amazing. I give that to my kids. They love eating something purple. It's cool. But there's so much nutritional and health benefits behind it, which is nice. It's a nice way to incorporate veggies into your kids, into adults, into anybody really that needs it.
What are the major health benefits of hummus? Like, say,
So the big one, so there's the tahini in it. Tahini. It's
Okay.
it's a good fat. The fat that's good for people. It fuels you. Olive oil and lemon juice. I use that in every food.
yeah.
Everything, not just the hummus. It's a good for salads, cooking, literally everything. They're good for you. Oils in general are good.
Why
they're
are
nice.
oils good for you?
Oils are good. It's a good.
Because you hear it a lot, but nobody ever explains why the oil is good for you. Why
So, and this goes. Well, this could be a very, very broad topic. So oils, depending how you use it, but they've introduced so many. There's coconut oils, avocado oils,
Because
literally.
that's the stuff we're told to use. Avocado
Yes.
and avocado oils. Coconut oil is a popular one to cook with.
Yeah, okay, so you're told to use that.
Yeah.
Why? They just say use that instead of, or use it for.
You just put it in a pan, I guess, with your eggs or something to saute things. I don't know.
Okay, so that's what they do. They play with all the different oils. They are good for you. Some people were looking for different substitutes for butter, for example. Butter is, you're fat. You cook with it. You bake with it.
I'm not that fat.
The-
Oh, you're fat. Okay, it's like that's kind of rude.
You look
I think
like you eat
we're ending this podcast right now.
podcast is done. No, you look good. You look like you get a lot of
It's
good
the
hummus.
sweater.
It's the sweater.
I love. You know what? I'll tell you something. And sorry to cut you off, but a few years ago at the convention in Miami, I was in the best shape I've ever been in. I was like 225, but shredded. This is all I was eating.
Is that-
You ever see those packages you get where it's half hummus, half crackers, and it's
Yes.
okay. So they made fun of me because that's all I would have. Jimmy Halaby was my roommate, and every time he'd come to the room, there's like 4 of those packages opened with hummus and crackers. So I'm like really into this way before I met you. This isn't
Okay,
just
this is
doing this
good.
on the podcast. This is
Move
what I
up the
usually
level.
have, that, and that was
Okay.
I was in the best shape of my life.
It's good.
And I want to go
It's-
back to that. So thanks for the
Of course. Okay, I'm happy to kickstart
good timing too.
for
New
the
Year's
holidays.
coming around.
New Year's resolution. You are
Yeah,
on the Mother
exactly.
May I Bake hummus diet.
Yeah, you
are
got me
gonna
right
look
back to my
fabulous.
prime. I love it.
That's perfect.
So sorry, you were going on.
With different diets,
Mm-hmm.
all different oils. There's so many out there. I cook with a lot of different ones, to be honest. So I'll
Mm-hmm.
use the coconut oil. So butter became all, it's fat. You don't want fat. You don't want fat. Fat isn't necessarily bad for you. It's all depending how you take it in. So
Like
then-
avocado fat, like good fat.
avocado, yeah. So exactly like that, actually.
Mm-hmm.
So the avocado is good for you. It's a good fat. So I started using an actual avocado in some of my baking. So I'd substitute that for butter because it's just, the good fat that you're putting in. And then there's different diets. So the keto diet, I don't know if you've heard that. That's
Yeah.
a strictly fat diet. So you need
I don't
these
understand the
oils and
diet, but
butter.
I've heard of it.
To sum it up as much as I can for you, it's depending on what the body needs. All different diets, people take them in for different reasons, sometimes health, sometimes just, trying out different things.
Mm-hmm.
The keto diet is a fat-based diet. You pretty much train your body to take in fat and it'll burn fat.
Okay.
So anytime you have cravings, all your meals are around a certain amount of fat that you need to eat a day, including butter. Like butter is a good fat for you. You cut out the sugars and whatnot. So you actually train your body. It's cycled to when you're hungry, you will eat the fat, but it'll actually help you burn a lot of your current fat that you have stored in you.
So you're just getting your body in that mode of burning fat.
Yes.
So when the fat that you're eating is being burnt, it gets used to just burning fat in general and starts
Exactly.
attacking your own stored fat.
Exactly.
Okay.
So that's
cool.
So you see some of the outcomes of it. Yeah, you will lose weight
Nobody's
for sure.
explained it like that before.
Yeah, you train your body. Like when you're hungry and if you want to go for a carb when you're hungry, because your body's used to substituting carbs for carbs. You're
Yeah.
hungry, that's what you reach for. The keto, I've tried all these different diets just to see. It's nice. I've never been on a fat fueled diet, right? That sounds insane because everyone's like, no fat,
Yeah,
but it is good for you. But not just physically, but mentally. Like your brain feels so nourished and full, right? It's
Okay.
loaded on all these good fats that's
Yeah.
helping run your body.
Yeah.
So mentally, you're feeling good about yourself, physically. And so, yeah, so fats and oils definitely are all incorporated mainly into that keto diet. So depending which ones, you can use them really for everything. Oils, I use coconut oil as a hand lotion. You can use it for anything.
I've been told to put it on my face.
There
I'm
you
like,
go.
What are you trying
Okay.
to say? But yeah, I know people that do that. We're Lebanese, so we don't know anything about carbs, eh? That's like I'm addicted to bread. That's the one thing that's very hard to not use. But how do you feel about intermittent fasting? I know that keto diet has nothing to do with that, but I've tried intermittent fasting and I love it. As far
You've
as
tried it.
and it reminded me because you and I'm still trying to do it, but you were talking about energy.
Yes.
And I noticed the first few days because I'm eating between 3 and 9 and literally nothing else. Not like true fasting where you're not putting anything in your body. I'm still drinking water, black coffee, black
Okay.
tea, but literally nothing besides that. And then from 3 to 9, I can eat technically whatever I want, but I'm trying to eat healthy, of course, having that limited time. But the keto diet doesn't have that time frame where you have a set time you eat.
Not a set time, no, but
I'm just wondering if you combine the two. If you intermittent fast, then when you
I
eat,
think
you
you
eat
can.
that.
I mean, the diet you're on, it's going to be a lifestyle change. It's what you're going to get your body used
Exactly.
to. So
It's not a month thing.
no, it's pretty. I think you can really make anything work.
Mm-hmm.
I've never tried the fasting. I've heard good things. I want to ask you how you felt on it, though.
Yeah.
Were you drained or did
The first few days were hard to get used to because you get to that, let's say you start eating at 3 when 1 o'clock hits. you're like, damn, I haven't eaten in a good like 14 hours. You know, I got 2 more hours to go, whatever the time that you pick. Some people will just have breakfast in the morning and end their day at 2 in the afternoon. But that means you're literally going to sleep hungry. Now, like I said, the first few days are tough, but after a while, you notice that your body starts giving you these odd spurts of energy that you never had before. And what starts becoming a struggle, Netta, believe it or not, is when it comes time to start eating, you're so used to not eating and this natural energy kicking in that you actually don't want to eat. So you almost force yourself to eat. And this is after a 16-hour fast. I was literally like eating. Oh, wow. You know what I'm saying? So that starts to happen. But I'm just wondering, with that fat-based diet, if you were to intermittent fast and eat, because it's still a struggle figuring out what you're going to eat. It's not just about your clock. Yeah. You got to put the right things in your body. So I'm just wondering if I combine the two, because I love that idea. Because we love fat. You could
try it, and you love fat. And it's not necessarily bad for you. There's a lot of really good fats for you. Yeah. Tahini is one of my favorites. It's a good fat. Yeah. Avocados, I love. You should play with it. Let me know how that goes for you.
100%.
Because I'm thinking, you'd store all your good energies, your good fats. I mean, even if you're eating in a specific time frame a day, if you watch what you have throughout the day, your calories and whatnot, I think you can totally make it work.
Okay. How much is one of these?
They currently sell for $7.50 for the regular, and any flavors are $7.89.
Well, that's not a big difference.
Not bad.
Do you get a deal if you get like a box?
I think we can hook you up with a little deal.
Your sister's friend that went to Calgary, did she get a deal when she bought the whole store?
I like to say
I'd be like $7 flat rate for the whole box. That's what I'm
right. I know she got a really good high five, but I mean we're working working on something more.
We're here on the Christmas holidays, and I hope people are sitting back and just wish. I bet you most people in our community are having hummus right now.
I hope so.
Because we're doing this in the morning, so that's what I'm expecting. Everybody's gonna have crackers, hummus, mette. Are you a big mette fan?
Not so much.
I would think you are, because it's got they say it's got a lot of positive. What's the word I'm looking for? A lot of positives.
A lot of good stuff. Health benefits, energy.
Health benefits, yeah.
I know, and I like it.
I've just never been a metta person. Like, I refuse all
Oh, you
that.
haven't been?
No.
Okay,
I'm asking if you are.
I don't know, like sharing the straw with everybody over the holidays. I don't know, but... I
was waiting for somebody to get me on that metta thing, and your reaction was like, oh, okay, so I'm on the right track. Just
No, it's nice. It's a nice social aspect is nice too. People wake up and they just they need their metta. So actually everyone at my house was drinking it before I left. Maybe I haven't gotten too used to it.
Yeah. You just don't.
I'm trying to think of a way. Yeah, I don't like to share the straw. I'm not gonna lie.
Right? I was just gonna say, like,
not what they do.
I don't care if you wipe it with your little napkin thing,
or your lemon. That really disinfects nothing. But
right. You're like, if you put hummus in that kara, I'm down.
Then I'm game for that. So until they can introduce that, no, it's good. It's good for you socially. It's nice.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll have metta one day.
Right?
Maybe we'll do that.
I feel like we should have a metta podcast, hey? Sis?
Gee, we'll have
right? Are you a metta person? Kind of? Yeah. You know what I really like? Metta halib.
Oh, yeah. I love that. I used to have that as a kid in Lebanon.
But I just douse it with sugar. It's like sweet.
It's like a hot chocolate, but a cold
exactly.
chocolate.
Exactly.
That is good.
Exactly.
It's nice when you go to somebody's house and maybe they'll make it for you, but I don't want to, dedicate half my time boiling water to drink metta every morning.
Mm-hmm. So what do you feed your guests when they come over? And don't say hummus.
Well, I send them to buy some hummus with some chickpeas on the side.
Yeah, of course.
Give or take. We could do tea, coffee.
Bring the pita bread. I have everything else.
Bring the pita bread and we got you covered. We'll take care of the rest for you.
Are you visiting Edmonton quite a bit?
Not as much as with the holidays. I love Edmonton. So obviously born and raised here. I'll always love Edmonton, the people here. But it's hard to come with 3 kids on the highway.
Yeah, for sure.
It's especially, it was nice all winter. We had a beautiful winter. And the day I hit the highway, we had a nice little snowstorm. So
yeah, that's right.
We come and we visit. Mm-hmm. But not as much as we used to, not as much as we'd like to.
Just drive slow.
But that 3 hour, it's never 3 hours, No. It's always between bathroom breaks and snacks.
Mother, may I pee? Mother, may I eat?
Exactly what I hear in the car.
I feel like the kids came up with the business name for you.
They did. They're my inspiration behind everything, these guys. They're my good critics. My oldest has a nice.
What are their names?
I have Ade, Rumi. Rumi's his nickname. We'll
Rumi.
just call him Rumi because
Yeah.
he's pretty much named himself.
Not like my Rumi.
And
Like
a
his name is
roommate.
Rumi.
His name is Rumi. You know, it's because my oldest was getting a roommate, so we just
Okay.
called him Rumi, and it stuck a little too hard. I think we might have to change it.
I like it. No, I like the name.
Rumi.
But is that his actual name, Rumi? It's not a nickname?
His name is Aram
Okay.
Layden Shufi.
Okay.
So Rumi, I don't know what to tell you. Just it works.
Just go with it,
It
bro.
works. He's going
Okay.
with it.
And the third?
And my baby, that's Yazin.
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 I like that name.
That's the baby.
Do we
Thank
know
you.
any Yazins? I think I've one Yazin, right? I think we're thinking of the same person. Yeah, yeah. That's the only person.
Okay.
And how do you spell that? Y-A-Z-I-N.
Yazin. Yep.
Okay.
Those are the three.
Cool.
So he goes by Yazi.
I like
They call him
Khalili.
Yazi, Yeezy. Thank you.
They're going to be bakers or what?
We'll see what they're gonna do. They get excited with the hummus. They label it with me. They love it. So
Where's it
I
made?
wonder. So there's I have a commercial kitchen,
Mm-hmm.
and everything's made in and out of there and delivered from there.
And how do people find you on Instagram? Is it spelt exactly like that? Because I haven't looked in a while.
No nicknames with that one. That one's exactly MotherMayiBake.
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 And do you have Facebook? Do you have Twitter? Do you have...
You know, I do have. I have a Facebook, but my main means of social media is just Instagram.
Yeah.
I have a website, mothermayibake.com.
Yeah.
So when people go on there, they can subscribe to keep up to date. They can, once you subscribe, you can. I can send you recipes and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of fun. It's just an interactive.
The recipes for people listening that want to make some of this food, what are the recipes for? Is it like Lebanon? Is it certain kinds of hummus? Is it like...
I have no borders with that. I go from everything from baking to cooking to appies.
Yeah.
Just recently I did a cute little, I don't want to call it a full cooking video because I try to keep all my clips just under a minute.
Mm-hmm.
I made this, so not a lot of people know what labneh is, right?
Yeah.
It's new
It's
to
hard to
Calgary.
describe too.
It's hard to
It's
describe.
like, you know your yogurt? You ever left it there and it got really hard? That's what Lebanon is.
That's where we got it from.
It's like, I don't want to get sick, man.
So-
But Lebanon is truly one of...
It's delicious.
It's what we grew up on.
I know. See, that's the
Lebanon
thing.
and cucumbers and
Oh,
olives and
yeah.
tomatoes and roll it all up.
Exactly.
And
Even
if
when
you're
you
lucky
say
enough, your
that,
mom will stick it in the oven for a minute. For
only
you.
if you're lucky and you have
If you're
time in the
lucky.
morning,
Yeah,
you get
exactly.
that. So it's been a staple for us. So obviously it sits, heavy on my heart.
Yeah.
So the videos, I made a quick labneh video. So I got a baguette. I toasted it because we're lucky. I had time that morning.
Yeah.
And you just put some labneh on it, some za'atar,
Yeah.
a little bit of arugula, tomato, and
Olive oil?
Olive oil, of course,
Yeah.
and balsamic vinegar. So I made a little video on it, and everybody loved the video. So then they go buy it, and then now when they buy it, they know what to do with it. So.
And have you
depending.
had some people kind of hit you up and tell you that, hey, I've made my version of it? And
Definitely.
It's really, okay.
That's what's so fun.
So there's
That's
a lot
what's
of
fun
feedback.
about the food world. Yeah, they try it out, and then I get a lot of, what's this za'atar spice?
Yeah.
I'm like, I'll tell you all about za'atar, right? So it's nice to bring different foods, out and let people try them and, see what they're all about. So, yeah, cooking videos, little recipe videos, anything that's really a hit that I think is good, tested and tried, I put up there.
I've been trying to be a vegetarian for a while, for the
Okay.
last 2 years.
Okay.
And I hate meat. I really don't like
Okay.
it. And it got to the point where I was just eating fish and chicken, but I don't even like that anymore.
Really?
Like
Okay.
there's just something off-putting about it. And I know it's a cliche where people are like, we're meat eaters, we're carnivores, we're supposed to hunt, we're supposed to do this, we're supposed to do that. I just don't think that animals are supposed to be slaughtered. I really don't. Like I don't understand it. I don't understand why if I looked at your dog funny, it's a problem. But if I slaughter 3 chickens and sheep in the backyard, that's fine. You know what I mean? Like I don't understand
completely understand.
where people take the whole, one life is more. Okay, so for example, if you're telling me that, a dog that you have as a pet or a cat, that's your best friend. That's, part of the family. If something was to ever happen to that animal, you'd lose your shit. But if thousands of cows and chickens and pigs and whatever else they're killing out there are slaughtered each day, that's fine. So I'm saying is, well, what's the difference? Is it because they look different? Is it because you believe that they're put on this earth so you can kill them and eat them? or impregnate a cow its entire life to get milk out of it? Like, what's the belief behind it? Because if that was the case, then somebody who's darker skinned than me or lighter skinned or has blue eyes versus dark eyes, then do you value their life in a different way or see them in a different light? Because if you're telling me that the a chicken and a dog are one has a soul and one doesn't, that doesn't really make much sense, because I'm a firm believer that everything with eyes and a heartbeat has a soul.
Yes. Okay, that's a...
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Of course I do,
what,
and I
being a
completely
foodie,
relate.
what did you bump into? A lot of that. A lot of people trying to go, maybe not necessarily vegan, but vegetarian. What's your take on that? Is there some recipes that you share for people like me that don't want to just put a slab of steak on a plate and have it with mashed potatoes? I'd rather the alternatives like avocado and roasted vegetables has become like a big thing for me now.
Huge, of course.
I had a plate of roasted vegetables the other day. I don't
delicious.
care. You could bring the biggest steak fan. There's no way that steak would have tasted better than what I had. And
course.
I'm a true believer in that now, that I see I see recipes that people are putting together. Do you have anything like that?
Definitely. Okay, this is going to be a lot to touch on, but
Mm-hmm.
I believe everything breathing has a life, whether
Yeah.
you're human, you're animal, you're a fish, whatever it may be.
You can go as far as saying a tree.
A tree, of course.
Plant,
And
a
I don't
flower.
even think we give enough credit to the trees.
Yeah.
But there's everything around us that's living, but it's just us, I guess, as a human race, completely what we want to do with it. And that's the struggle. Some people don't know what to do with it. Some people aren't comfortable with it. So this all, is definitely going to go back to the food world, because that's where all these different diets come out from. My hummus product is a vegan product, completely vegan. The labneh isn't, right?
And that's not why I mentioned that, by the way.
Oh, of course, I know.
And I
but-
kind of was hesitant. I thought maybe she put something in there that I don't understand. But
but-
that's not why I said it. But I didn't know.
Oh, no,
So
no,
it's
I
vegan.
know, of course. So the hummus itself is vegan. It's
Yeah.
from beans. It's
Yeah.
from the plants of our earth, is where essentially most of our foods come from that you feel okay taking. But then when you go to the other things like animals, so that's where, so you said vegetarian for yourself, right?
Yeah.
And then vegan is the next step up, right?
Yeah.
And I think more so because there's a lot more awareness now how our foods are coming to us and how they're being processed. And it's not like it was when we were kids, for sure. Things have changed. Like,
Yeah.
I lived on bologna sandwich, and I can feel that it was completely bologna I ate back in the day. Actual bologna, not...
Oh, I'm guilty of tons of meat eating in my life.
Okay,
Don't get me
but-
wrong.
but a simple
so I might
bologna,
sound like a
but-
hypocrite. I'm
No,
just
no,
saying
but
in
today-
these times and what we're thinking.
Of course,
Yeah.
but today's bologna is not like it was before, with everything added in it and the way the animals are treated. And if they, I don't even like to say it, but they do kill the animals for it and how they kill them. And a lot of it isn't, depending on the person, comforting or ethical or, something you believe in. So it depends on your take on it. Like, we're sitting in a room with 4 people. We'll have a vegetarian, definitely another vegetarian. So everybody has all these different diets. What can you do? You respect it, but you take in, whether it's cliche or not, what's best for you. So the way I raise my kids, they drink milk. There's a lot of people now, you drink milk, like you don't have your kids on almond milk. No, I personally don't.
Yeah.
I can respect that you do.
Yeah.
But it starts from there,
Yeah.
and what you want to introduce and what you want to eat. So I guess my take on it all together, what's best for you,
Yeah.
what you're content in. Like,
Yeah.
don't eat a steak if you know where it's coming from, and especially if it's, I hate to say it, how they
I've
started.
never found it that delicious to begin with. So it's not like
Okay,
something
there we
I
go.
have to fight off like extremely hard. It's just,
It's okay.
I bit
can
into fat
respect
a few
that.
times as a kid.
And it's
where
gross.
you're eating the meat and it's nice and tender, and then you bite into a piece of fat and you're like, oh my God, I'm never touching that again.
Yeah, so
You know?
I totally relate to you. I wish I had one answer, but the way everybody decides to do what they want, it's not so much the food. Like, yeah, do I like a nice steak with some salt and spices? I do. I don't like how the steak is brought to my table. I don't like how the animals are treated. I don't like how that life is just looked at like a dinner for you.
Yeah.
So that's a
Isn't
big
killing
one.
an animal killing an animal? Like, does it matter how it's served or how it looks?
I think the way the world kind of went, they just started mass producing, mass killing, just to make more
Mass?
food.
Have you seen some of these
Mass.
videos?
It is horrific. It's uncomforting.
If you
for
had
sure.
that playing in the background at, Burger King or McDonald's as you walked in, I
Goodness,
guarantee
no.
you'll be out of business.
For
because
sure, of
once you
course.
show people how it's actually prepared and
Of course.
so, I mean, can the human race survive without meat?
I would say absolutely they can.
So we can live without having to kill any animals.
Of course we can.
That's my point.
When
my
you try
point
different
is
diets,
why,
you'll see how you feel.
Yeah.
And yeah, we could survive. We could survive on a glass of water for at least, a few days at least. So it's all about how you take it in. And I keep going back to food because it's such a big topic. It goes back to diets. It puts a lot of people in business. There's restaurant businesses, farmers.
They're guaranteed
that
the meat industry is one of the leading money makers for all these 1%ers and these big companies, and I get that.
It's big.
But like thinking about it logically, put the money aside, put the business aside. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense that that we can survive off of foods that you can make organically, but we're having to slaughter all these animals to do it. So
that's right. It's tough. You like your plate of roasted vegetables, right?
Yeah.
Put a couple beans on there. You have your protein. You're set.
Oh yeah, no.
You don't even need anything else.
But even if I didn't enjoy that much, I would still try to stay away from meat. Even if I was a steak lover, or loved strips of bacon, or loved.
But so you'll eat fish, right?
Yeah. I mean, but even that, like I said, I brought it down to in the last year. I brought it down to, but I'm guilty of slipping up once in a while. You know what I mean?
So you mean slipping
up.
up.
I'm making it clear that I am being a little bit of a hypocrite because I do make the occasional stops at McDonald's or have a burger. So believe me, I'm not. I'm talking to myself in a way when I speak like this because I brought it down to just chicken and fish.
Okay.
But even when I brought it down to chicken and fish, it still didn't.
You
not only did it feel right, but I didn't like it. There was something about meat that either would make me sick from time to time, or wouldn't taste good, or there'd be something wrong with it, or it'd be overdone or underdone. But it's like a piece of potato or broccoli. It's like you can undercook it, you can overcook it.
That's true.
I could still eat it and not feel sick.
That's
you know what I mean? But I'm lactose intolerant, so the milk thing I had to eliminate that, and so there isn't a lot I can eat and feel like great. But man, but that's why I love hummus so much. That's why I'm so drawn to it. And I didn't even know about the butter. I bought butter the other day, but it was vegan vegetable.
Okay.
Butter. No, it's just it's a regular one, but it's called vegan vegetable.
Okay. Did you like it? I don't know if it's vegan because butter is a dairy base, right?
Yeah, but it said on it vegan vegetable, and I'm like, that's kind of
I completely respect the vegans in general. I love the food. It's delicious.
Yeah.
The only thing I don't get is when they get a hamburger and they call it vegan. Like, if you don't want to eat meat, then why do you want your vegan dinner to look like?
Oh yeah, exactly. I'm not gonna have a hamburger and be like, I'm a vegetarian.
There we go.
No, you're not. You're not a vegetarian. It's the same idiot that's on a diet and has a burger and a Diet Coke. It's like that's not really a diet.
There you go. So I don't know why they make it. Why does it have to look?
I'm on both sides. Like I'm
is
having the conversation because I could see both sides.
Tough.
But I'm asking all these questions because I'm literally curious. Like, can we survive without meat? Why are all these animals dying? Why is a horse's life more important than a cow's life? I don't get it. What's the logic behind it? Is it because hundreds of years ago that's how people ate? So we brought that into. Did we used to eat 5 times a day 300 years ago?
We eat 5 times
like
a
back
day?
in the Da Vinci days. Were we having breakfast, a snack, a shake?
Pretty much around the clock we used to eat, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But did we do that 300-400 years ago?
I think the food chain is where it starts, right? And just because the food chain, we even learned about it in elementary, right? This is what man does. He kills this. The animal lives off the plants to grow, so man can take him. Yeah. And that was how the food chain, I think that was our beliefs.
But is that right?
Is it right? I mean, you can't really say if it's right or wrong. There's so much controversy behind that. It's going to be what feels right for you at the end of the day.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
The
I like that.
Keto diet is great. I love it. Vegan is great. There's some people, I love nuts. I love walnuts, almonds, great protein.
Yeah.
A lot of people are allergic to nuts.
Yeah.
So where do they find
There are people that are allergic to a lot of things, and the only
Many.
thing they can have is meat. Jordan Peterson is somebody I followed the last few months, and his entire diet consists of meat. He just eats meat.
Just meat, hey?
That's the only thing he can have, but he looks great. He says he feels great.
So if that works for him, if you're anemic, a lot of people eat liver, which is tough for me to take in, but liver, and sometimes they don't have a choice. But
I guess we're having this conversation to so we're basically trying to be heard by somebody that has that option.
Yes.
that has the ability to be like, you know what? I can live without this.
I can do
You
that.
know what I mean? Would there be 1 million less slaughtered animals a day? A trillion? A billion? I have no idea.
There's a big movement for sure.
Yeah.
Huge movement, especially now with social media and technology coming to where it is. So much more awareness. You could see what's going on there. So it's cool to see. Yeah, there's a lot of videos I never, ever would have seen as a kid. But yeah, that makes me want to be a vegan for life, for sure.
Yeah.
I got my kids a pet fish. Do you know, ever since I got them those pets, we've never
I
had
have
fish for
fish.
dinner. I can't eat fish for dinner anymore. I
Right?
can't eat their pets.
Yeah,
That's
that's
what's
true.
going to come down to.
Charlie has to go, guys.
Everybody say goodbye to the fish. So it's a tough one. I don't know. It's hard.
It's definitely a tough subject to
I
have.
like
It's not a-
I'm always asked, well, what kind of diet are you on? What do you do? What do you do? I'm not restricted. I call it just the happy diet.
Yeah.
I know what's good for me, what's not, and everything in moderation. And as long as I can,
everything in moderation. It goes for
everything in
everything, not just
moderation.
food.
It really does. Of
Moderation,
course, in life. So
you
you
know?
do that. If I can make
You like to have a drink once in a while? Moderation.
in moderation.
Don't tax fucking 3 bottles of wine in one night. That's not moderation.
No, it's not moderation.
That's a drunk.
Hey, when you have your doctor's checkups and appointments, and they ask you, how much alcohol do you consume on a daily basis?
Does wine count?
What do you? That's right.
Because if we're not counting wine, it's 0.
I say in moderation. That's what I say. As long as you're in moderation, it's good. If I can cook a meal that's good for me, plus 3 kids and a husband, bonus. That meal works,
And you're
whatever it
taking
may
care
be.
of so many other mouths too. It's not just
That's what's
you.
hard too.
And I've tried to get me and my sister kind of started eating. We had the same eating habits where we, shy away from meat and blah blah. But I could see how much harder it is for her because she's still cooking. Like if I was a father of 3 and I was the cook, I'd be cooking. Let's say I would let them have meat and that's what they wanted and I was forced to, or I was cooking for my fammy. Here I am cooking meat and it's against everything I believe in, and I'm like,
But we
I
gotta
feel
feed
like
the kids.
you know what I'm saying?
Of course.
So I think you can't like, who am I kidding? Nobody's ever, I don't think there's a voice out there strong enough or loud enough or brave enough to put a stop to something like this, or powerful enough to do that. But I think if you just get to a few people that can kind of tone it down a little bit, and then when you start seeing these animals being raised on steroids, and chickens are pumped full of steroids where their legs
that's
can't even
awful.
hold them because of how fast their body's getting, it's like, okay, so what's next?
I know.
Are we doing hybrids of animals? Are we genetically modifying them? Like where
It's
does
scary.
the line? Where's the line in the sand? Like when have we crossed it already? Are we so far away from the line
years
that
ago.
you know what I mean? So I just and I like to speak my mind when it comes to that. And I know what people are gonna think. Hey man, shut up! I love my steak.
No,
You're never
you know
gonna
what?
get me to stop eating bacon. Okay, I get that. It's all good. I'm just saying. I think there's a lot of needless killing going on that. I think we don't really need that much of it. I mean, if you have
I
to
agree.
survive, you're a hunter, and so be it. I don't know who's still hunting out there with a bow and arrow. That doesn't really.
I think my dad is.
Oh, is he a hunter?
My dad's a hunter, but
White-tailed pheasants, what?
oh gosh, we'll just put that to rest because that's
Yeah.
why my sister's a vegetarian. But
Yeah.
it's-
I went hunting one time, and a friend of mine shot a deer.
let's see. I can.
I was with him because I was just feeling a little bit down. Did I cry? No, I was just down. And he's like, "Let's
Are you
go
sure?
hunting. It's nice because you get to go out in the wilderness and not think about anything. We'll have visit and we'll listen to some Arabic music. And Arabic music's like the key to my heart. Like that.
you can do that camping.
Ali Deek, like
Oh my-
you know what I mean?
Okay,
So
are you gonna sing for us? I
no,
heard that you come
no,
on.
we hit the highway. We went out there, and I hadn't seen a deer yet because he's looking for it. Right, he's driving around, and then he spots one. I didn't see it. Rolls down the window, takes out his gun, shoots him with a rifle. And he's like, "Got him." I'm like,
See, that's
"Okay, cool." I didn't see it. I don't know what happened. He's like, "Okay, now we have to go get it." I'm like, "We have to go get it." I was fine with everything at that time.
Oh no.
I'm like, "We have to go get it." He's like, "Yeah, we got to bring it to the truck." I'm like, "Okay." So we started walking, and I put my visitor down, put my phone, and started walking with him through the bushes. We walked about 200 yards and found this deer, breathing and panting and
Oh,
taking
that's
its last breath.
awful.
And I had to grab its legs with my buddy. I'm not going to mention his name, Ramon. I grabbed him, and we're dragging him back to the truck.
Poor deer.
Yeah, and that's when I started thinking, like, I appreciate you, bro. I love you as a friend, and I'm not going to say anything bad about hunters, but man, that whole experience of shooting an animal, going
None
to
of
grab
that
it. And I
sits-
get it from my dad. Me and him are very much into Animal Network since I was like 8 years old. I've been addicted to that stuff. But just dragging that animal after it was shot back to the truck, taking it to the Hutterites where they skinned it. And
Oh, okay.
yeah, it was just,
That's
you know
much.
what I mean?
That's much.
Yeah, so seeing all of that really triggered something. And I was
course.
just like, it reminded me of when I was a kid. I was 6 years old and we were invited, and this was in Lebanon. And we were invited to a friend's house who ended up killing a lamb, but they did it traditionally out back for everybody to watch. And when they when they killed the animal, I was like, I'm not eating meat today. And so I just put it in my mind when I was a kid. But I slipped up and I had meat and enjoyed the occasional steak. But all those things combined, they start
course.
etching engraving something in your head.
You slip up because it's convenient. Like it's out there everywhere
Super
there is.
convenient.
If you hit up any drive-through, you have your meat option. You go literally anywhere and you're going to have that meat option. So
Yeah.
it's not just convenient, it's there 110% of the time. So it's almost hard not to slip up because it's around you everywhere.
Comes down to willpower. I guess.
It does. It comes down to that and your actual, core beliefs of what you want to do. But I think there's a lot of good movements now. Yeah, that hunting story right now will make. I think I'm good with meat for a long time.
It's no different than any hunting
That's
story.
how it is.
A hunting story is you kill an animal, you go grab it, drag it back to the truck, and go.
It's gruesome for
And
me.
tag it or whatever, right?
It's too much. For people, it's a hobby. Some people, the different foods, culturally, you pick and choose what you can have. There's so many different aspects to put you where you are today, and you decide what goes onto your dinner table.
Yeah.
Your past experiences, your everything. Hunting, I'm not a hunter.
Yeah,
I don't think I can ever be.
I can't picture you out there with helmets
No,
hunting.
me. I could throw some chickpeas and see how far they'll go. And you could pick them up and have them as visit.
One chickpea down, join the family. That's
And that's
hilarious.
it. So, yeah, I guess in general, the food topic, it's hard. But like I said, the happy diet, just find what works for you as long as you're feeling good. And you should never be on those diets where you're so hungry. You
Yeah.
just, you can't eat anything. That's not good, too. Like, you still want to be mentally there enjoying stuff. So,
I find the older you get, the more you listen to your body. You know,
Yes.
like as a kid, we never really listened to our
Oh,
body.
no.
Like we'd snack here, we'd eat there.
Of
Oh,
course.
food's ready, okay. But as you get older, especially in my situation, I'm not surrounded by kids and a family. I'm listening to my body a lot more.
of course.
Like
you
when
need
I'm
to.
hungry, I'll eat, and if I'm not hungry, I'm like, whoa, pump the brakes. It looks good, but I'm really not that hungry. So you start listening to your body more, and I think everything kind of ties in. Like if you're having a diet, we called it a diet, but it's really just a new way of eating if you decide to
Yes.
eliminate certain things. But it all ties in. I've been going to the gym with Chris, and I instantly feel better. And it's just been a couple times, but you feel better already.
Of course.
Then you start eating the right food because you're kind of rewarding yourself and rewarding your body and putting the right things inside. So I think it sets off a chain reaction to everything that you have going on in your life in a positive way.
Of
So
course.
food just might be food, but it leads to some
Food
great
is so
things.
much more than food.
Right? It's a gateway drug to like great things, great living.
It definitely is.
Are you hoping to introduce anything besides your Lebanon, and maybe we talk about Jobin, and what was the other thing? Oh,
Good
Baba
stuff.
Ganoush.
Oh, that's good.
I bet
See-
you would make a killer one of those.
I
Like if
think-
it's anything like that.
Oh, it's good. I hope so soon. I love it. I like the vegan part of it, the good foods, and just bringing the traditional old foods that we lived on as kids.
Yeah.
Not everybody back in the day hunted. I feel no matter what, though, everybody just had lahmit labni for breakfast. No matter where you're growing up, no matter what you're doing.
Yeah.
So those
What do
traditional
you mean? You
food.
run downstairs and on the kitchen table was zaytun and
Yeah,
khiyar
that's
and
it.
Lebanon and Jobin and some bread and then it's tea time.
and and then meti time.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think they had it right. I like the Middle Eastern diet.
Mm-hmm.
It's all those sides of veggies with a pound of bread. Maybe that's a bit questionable, and just your dips, and that's what people ate
Mm-hmm.
for thousands of years, and they're fine. Like my grandpa lived till he was almost 100 years old
Wow.
on that diet. I walk into my grandparents' garage. They have literally, I think everybody. Do you guys have like Lebanese stocked up in these
Yeah.
jars
Oh, yeah.
filled with oil and just
You
stored
ever
for
walk
a
into
year?
your mom's closet and take a step back because there's like a white bag just hanging over a bucket, and you're like, what is going on? And you have to tell
Yep.
your friends, that's Lebanon. See that sandwich you just ate? That's how it's made. It's like, but your mom had that thing on her head. It's like, yeah, that's the old one. That's just kidding, Mom. She'd never put that on her head. But
Maybe.
yeah, it's Lebanon's a special process. I heard that they have something at Costco where they just introduced it, and I think you can only get it online, but it's a Lebanese maker.
get out of
But just so
town.
you don't have to use any of that. Look it up. This
I'm
guy was
gonna
just
have
telling
to
me
because
about
I'm
it.
doing it the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, so
and it is-
now, so I'm thinking of getting it for my mom. Christmas, too late.
Okay.
But New Year's. It doesn't matter. It's my mom. I can give her anything
birthday
I want anytime.
next year. You're good.
I don't need a reason to love my mother.
Give her some hummus.
Yeah, exactly. I got to get her to try that. But knowing you know how moms are in our community.
I can. There's no matter what. I will not be able to compete. I don't want to compete with any mom because
Oh, no.
it's what they make it. Right.
This does more than compete. This is, I'm telling you, I'm a hummus
in
fanatic.
Calgary.
But I'm just going back to how my mom and any mom would be, and your mom, I think, is as soon as they taste them, she's like, I think I can make this for you. Be like, well, yeah,
exactly.
go ahead.
Yeah, that's where I came out.
Yeah,
with
so
it.
what do you like about it? So what's different? You know how they
Let me-
try
let
to
me see the
analyze it?
ingredients
Yeah,
again.
you know how moms are. They're trying to figure out
course.
what makes my baby happy and what this
And
person
they
did
do
is
it
not
all and
right.
do it
Yeah.
better.
No, it's good. I can't wait. And I got to go to, when I go to Calgary, honestly, I want to pick up a bunch because I don't know what
I will happily take care of you.
what's
in Calgary.
original over here and what's the organic stuff and who's making it. But
There's
it's
so
nice
much.
to know who's making this
Of
hummus.
course. Well, thank you.
And
I'm
the
happy
love
you like
behind it for food.
A lot of love behind
Yeah.
it.
And the fact that it's vegan is just a
and vegan.
bonus.
Your ingredients are good. You have to
Mm-hmm.
be careful too nowadays with the way we're talking about mass production for everything.
Yeah.
You asked me the shelf life on it. I use natural preservatives right now, and I keep
Yeah.
it that way. There's a lot of labels out there. Their ingredients go like over 15 ingredients in one little container. So it makes you question it. What are you really eating? What are you doing? There's some things I can't even pronounce. I definitely stay away from.
Yeah.
But I was walking, I'm not going to name the name of the grocery store, and I found hummus on the shelf in a little tiny tin box.
Yeah.
Expiry date was 2022.
Wow.
Let's just stop how gross that is. Years, these little beans are supposed to sit in this can for years, and then you open it, and then you eat it, and it's supposed to be okay.
Yeah.
So that's why I love.
Like
That's
what's
why I
what's
made
in
it.
there that's
Gosh,
keeping
that's what
it
I
the
don't
way
know.
it is?
Like I
from?
looked, and I had to double look. I'm like, there's no way. But that's why I love what I do.
Yeah.
I care about what goes into me, the kids, anybody. If there's anything you ever can't read on my label,
Yeah.
it's not me.
Awesome. I'm so glad you reached out.
I'm so
By
happy.
the
This
way,
was great. I know.
Honestly, you and like I said, for a while now, I followed you on social media.
Thank
I
you
didn't
for
know
that.
who was behind the whole thing.
Get out.
Because you
okay.
don't I told you got to put pictures of you
I
on
know.
your Instagram.
starting
How
to
am I
put some
supposed to know?
selfies on there.
I seen a picture of your sister, and I was like, "Oh, that's who MotherMayiBake." Because then when I ran into her at Cactus, she goes,
I got
"That's my
her.
sister." I was like, "I know. I saw a picture. It was a
Gotta
cute
start
picture," but I was like,
posting more.
"I didn't know, right?" But definitely, my suggestion, if I have any, because I really don't. This is perfect. But if I can give you one piece of advice, it's maybe just put yourself out there more. Because you have a great personality, great voice, you have a great energy about you. I don't know if people out there can feel it, but I can feel it.
You're
and
awesome. Thank you.
not only do you make great food, but I think you yourself need to be out there as the sole promoter of your product. Because not everybody gets a chance
Thank
to taste it
you.
like I did. They have to just kind of go by the vibe and the feel. So put yourself out there more.
I'm gonna do it.
I'd support you. You know,
We'll take a nice Christmas selfie. We'll do that. We'll start with that, and I'll
Yeah.
put myself out
Yeah.
there a bit more.
yeah.
It's
We're gonna
nice.
take another picture before you leave.
We'll do that for
An
sure.
official one, maybe
Thank
without
you.
the headset. Did we take one with the headsets on? No.
I don't know. We'll do a nice photo hummus eating session. It'll
And
be
maybe
good
your
for
sister,
sure.
if she's lucky, can join us. She's like, I'm not going to the wedding. I don't want to be in your selfie. I just want to babysit.
I'm just here for the free coffee
And
and,
you don't
ice
get
water.
the hummus at all. This stays here in the podcast studio.
You
I
are
hope
hilarious.
you have a safe trip back. And,
I hope so too. I hope it's nice weather.
Yeah, I hope so.
I gotta
Calgary and
say-
Edmonton are a little bit.
We're neighbors
Yeah, we're
forever,
neighbors.
I feel.
Yeah.
I want to say thank you for having me. I love your feed and your vibe. I watched a few of the podcasts before, and it's nice to see familiar faces. That's what I love about
Which
Edmonton.
one's your favorite?
Andrew Parker. He was great. I went
Yeah.
to him and my brother were best friends.
Facts.
Junior.
Andrew Parker was.
That's Andrew
facts.
Parker.
I love that guy's energy. I'm like, I literally could have just left one sat over there,
He is.
and he would have just stole the show. I loved where he was going with it. I was like,
He's a
speak,
cool
man,
guy.
speak.
He's exactly like he was in high school, and that's the nice thing too.
Yeah.
But yeah, good people. You have such a perfect radio voice.
Oh, I do.
You should be for the
For all
Oilers.
the
For the Oilers.
you know what?
I'm
I've
down
heard their
for that.
latest guy. Not the best.
No, I think you can top that. You'll do it.
We'll see. We'll
But I
send
want
it
to
to my
say
resume
thanks. Send
with
it
an
in and
SD
see.
card. Listen to this. Tell me what you think.
Do it. I support you for that. I love what you do. I love the vibe. Thanks. This is really, really cool. I love Edmonton
It's
for
so
this
good
reason.
to have you. And this is my first Christmas baking episode. So in years to come, we're going to look back and be like,
Of course, with my
we
Santa
didn't even get
sweater
to see
for
your,
this.
look at how, mine is not ugly. Mine's just scary.
Yours glows,
Can I
hey?
see yours?
But how do
Move
you
your hair
wash
out of the
yours?
way.
Isn't there like
Nobody can see it.
Santa.
What does it say?
It says,
Now we're doing this at the end of the podcast. Let it
roll.
Let it roll.
It's Santa.
Oh, he's on a bike.
There you go.
Oh, okay. Mine, yeah. See, okay, so we got the...
But how does yours light up? Is that your sweater?
That's a family secret that I'm not willing to share with you. How do you make this beautiful hummus? Could you tell us?
I'll trade you my secret for yours.
No, the sweater can't go because it's actually borrowed and it's not even mine. Somebody said just
like
wear
it.
it on the pot. Well, I got to be honest. Why would I buy something like this? Can you picture me rolling around with something like this?
You look good on a Harley with that.
Netta, I love you.
Thank
I hope
you,
that
Omar.
you have a safe trip back. Please say hi to the family.
I will.
Your
Thank
mom,
you
your
so
sisters, your
much.
brother, your dad, your hubby, your kids. Please tell them I say hi, and I hope to see you tonight.
Yes, definitely.
I'll be dressed
Thank
a
you.
little bit different. You dare us to wear this tonight?
You
Right?
should.
Can I walk in? Skulls, شايف حلو.
You'll turn heads.
I wish you nothing but the best in the future. And like I said, I am not kidding. I absolutely love this hummus, especially the spicy one. Caught me off guard because I thought, spicy, Omar don't like spicy.
Omar likes
especially
spicy.
on camera, spicy. But I love it. And I can't wait to go to Calgary because I'll probably get a box.
Definitely.
But she
You
won't
hit
be
me
there
up.
that day. Just deal with the staff at the front because I can't give you a deal.
Take care of you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Omar.
Thank
Cheers
you.
to you. Thank you so
Cheers.
much.
Are we doing a
cheers. We're
cheers?
cheersing.
Drinking the coffee after. Cheers.
Thank